Good morning. Coming at you from Tainan, Taiwan. Just wanted to pop in and have a quick whinge about immigration and the visa practices across the world, but more specifically in Australia, my home nation, where I was born, where I am registered as a citizen, and where I am experiencing, or not where, but with whom I'm experiencing irritation in that. Okay, sorry. I just recently became married to a lovely Taiwanese lady, and we had a beautiful child. Thank you, congratulations, I know. And now I'm in Taiwan, and my goal is to take them both with me back to Australia. Anyone who has experienced this kind of thing before will know that it's not easy. I was somewhat naive before coming here, thinking, I'll just pop over, spend a month, 2 or 3, and then just whisk them back off to Oz, grab whatever visas you need, and it's all sorted. Not the case. I had a suspicion, but I tried to just ignore it and believe that everything would be dandy. Everything will be dandy in the end, but obstacles. So here's how I see it. Maybe once upon a time, nations, countries, were all separate because of distance. They maintained themselves and their own, and paid little attention to the practices and travels of others across borders, whatnot. Although I do suspect that in the past, travelling across borders, although not to Australia because of the vast oceans, would be a bit more free. But who knows? Could do some research, but I'm not going to bother. Anyway, so basically, for me to go to your country, it's probably not too hard because I live in Australia, and apparently Australia's, from my experience, is laden with privileges and generally fairly well respected throughout the lands. If I could only have the same respect for the culture built on genocide. In any case, so we live in a stolen country. I was born in occupied territory, and I want to take my new wife and child back home to my occupied territory, which I don't recognise really the Australian government as a legitimate entity. However, my previous actions in the past, uneducated and unwise to the truth of the situation, have entangled me, and there appears to be no other alternative when entering the country. So, in order to get into Australia, it takes a lot of time and money and resources, patience, administerial abilities, all that jazz, and money. I'm not a hugely wealthy person. I am a hugely wealthy person rather. However, that wealth I don't really describe as financial wealth. I prefer to see myself as a person who is deeply wealthy in spirit. In any case, it takes money to get to Australia. And from what I can gather, it's very easy to get into Australia if you've got plenty of money. And that's how I see the situation across the world. If I was Barack Obama, or Barack Obama's wife, or some famous football player, soccer player, or some celebrity, or some politician person, anybody with some kind of whatever, and bucket loads of fake debt, money, whatever, I could easily just go, alright, so I'm going to get some agent to sort it all out for me. I want to get to Australia by these dates, blah blah blah, fix it, make it happen. And I'd be there exactly on time when I wanted to do it. But because I'm just me, and I have little interest in paying someone else to facilitate my entry with my family, I'm faced with stress and obstacles. It costs, or it's estimated to cost, they give you an estimation of the cost on the visa website for Australia for a partner visa, upwards more than $5,000, which I don't have, which is unfortunate. If someone had told me 6 years ago that I needed to save hard because that's the wise thing to do, that living in the moment is great, but you really don't need to spend all that money, I'd be very skeptical, and I probably would have done it anyway. Nothing I can do about that now, but you know, why can't it just be easy for everyone? I get that there's got to be restrictions, there's got to be regulations. I get that people will say that anyway. I don't believe that myself, honestly. I think you just sort of let people do as they will. Like travel freely, like the right to travel freely is pretty important, I reckon. You've never seen anyone, well, you have at a zoo. You go to a zoo and you see the animals have no right to travel freely, which is quite disgusting. But in the rest of the world, outside of zoos, you see insects buzzing around, not asking permission, not getting fees, charges laid upon them for travelling between zones. Some kind of weird human disease where we've had to inflict terrible restrictions on ourselves, impose these limitations and these strategies for dividing the world into areas where the rich can travel between these zones easily, effortlessly, and the poor have no hope whatsoever. The middle class can maybe make it happen, but it's going to be all of their time and money just to make it happen. This classist system, this classism, whether it's intentional or not, is a pain in the ass. And then I get this notion that, yeah, you should just work hard, like nothing comes for free, you shouldn't just expect to have everything you want. And that's fair enough. It's a fair enough point of view. But I call bullshit. Like, why not? Isn't this earth abundant? Isn't this place filled to the brim with life and vitality? Why should I have to settle for fabricated, man-made sluggishness and nonsense? Like, I didn't choose when I was born to accept all of the bullshit that was going to be laid upon me. I never expressly gave my consent with full understanding of what was going on. So, should I not have available to me freedom, the freedom to travel, freedom to be moving? It's all a big conspiracy, I know. There's a lot of money in making visas, so they make the process really difficult and convoluted. And so regular Joe and plain old Sandy get all stressed and worried about it. Probably deters a whole lot of people from going anywhere, the whole visas thing. And then they can build industries around that difficulty because there's a restriction of what's the word? Because the accessibility is like low unless you've got the key, which is a lot of money, or some kind of political status that enables you to just flick switches and shake hands with people, get things done. It's going to be really difficult for you, and so you may be forced to submit and say, you know, it's too stressful, I've got to get someone to do it for me, I'll pay them money. And these people, this is the problem with the world, I believe, We have too many roles and jobs and positions that are solely focused on dealing with problems that we're not going to address, on dealing with secondary results from problems, like from situations that we don't want to optimize. For some reason we're not optimizing yet. This is all a bit gobbledy. It's morning time. Here I am at this place with my firstborn. I'm going to do some maneuvers. So have a lovely day anyway. Let me know what you think. If you've got any advice, I would love to hear it. What should I do? We're living in Taiwan. We want to come back to Australia. We've got a little girl. Married. We've been married for 3 months now, 2 months now. Had a little girl for 1.5 months now. It's all very well and good here in Taiwan. It's easier for me to get visas here than it is for my wife to get visas in Australia. Let me know what you think. I need some opinions on the matter, because I just got websites from the government websites doing numbers on my brain. So yeah, thanks in advance.